Welcome to Thursday's Market SITREP here at Top Gun Options. My name is Matthew Buckley. My call sign is Wiz. Apologize to my members who get their SITREP regularly. Had a computer issue yesterday, power and computer, and the blue screen of death, which is never a good thing. But operational, here we go. So here's the mountain climber from The Price is Right that I've been talking about. You know, yodeling up the hill and not one to fall off. Well, now we're below this 50-day, and it just seems like it's resistance now. This just can't get above the 50-day. A mixture of kind of the good, the bad, and the ugly as far as earnings. We'll get into that. World events they're still out there. They're still simmering. They're underneath. Pence doing his Asia tour and heating up the rhetoric. Just doesn't strike me as a guy that's threatening, and he's also the vice president, so it's kind of like, I found out that the whole Carl Vinson battle group thing was a feint, and people are like, oh my God, Trump lied about that. Folks, it's called a deterrent. I won't even get into it, but people without brains, I love liberals and Democrats giving, and now they're all military experts. It's comical. So the world events are still simmering underneath. We got Russia and all sorts of stuff, Russia flying Bear bombers and Tupolev and everything up around Alaska a couple days in a row, scrambling some F-22s. Really does seem like a new Cold War, as what's his name, Mikhail Gorbachev said recently. He's like, this is almost worse than the old Cold War. So the world events are simmering, which means they're not really pulling down on the market like they were. We always got to keep them out there. We always have to be hedged, but not super freaked right now that we're going to see World War III. We potentially can, folks. Like the minister said the other day that, we're going to fire bottle rockets whenever we want, weekly, monthly, yearly. So that the crisis isn't over. And one of my wisdoms is the market only cares when it cares. So it doesn't care right now, but it will care again. So get ready for it. Good GDP out of China the other day. I'm going to talk about this in my urgent alert here that I'm going to do for my members, urgent trade alert. But still like those FXI trades, especially as the FXI has been choppy through a lot of stuff. World events, obviously with China, both with North Korea and economically with Trump, coming down here to Mar-a-Lago. Kind of we're at what, 2-month lows here on the 2.5-month lows on FXI. So I think this is a buy for all my new members. I would get an FXI here. I think they're the world's #1 economic superpower. Come on, Wiz, that's the United States. Remember, all that data is rearward facing. So the government doesn't come out today, or the IEC, whatever the ranking organization, doesn't say, hey, as of today that has happened. They always look backwards and say, you know what, and as of this date, a long time ago, based on all this data that we've seen, now China is the world's #1 economic superpower. So, I mean, Japan and China, folks, are the world's or the largest #1 holder of U.S. debt. So they're our banker, and if you're not bullish on our banker, who can you be? But take a look at the chart of the FXI. A one-year chart. That's a pretty good damn climb schedule. So I do like FXI. I like their GDP numbers. Stocks, like I said, we're up right now. The S&P's up, the Dow's up, maybe $1.70. So nice little rally. Everybody, I never got filled on my weekly options bear call spread, but yesterday you could have closed it yesterday for like near max profit. So I hope everybody took the opportunity. Remember, whenever I see a 7, 8, or 9 in front of a profit gain, meaning 70%, 80%, 90%. I think yesterday it was up 70-some% and about $1,500 or whatever. So hopefully all the weekly options members who had that SPX bear call spread on took some nice 2-day profits and are very happy with that. The weekly options trade I did get filled on, the Apple Iron Condor here is looking pretty good. Apple just caught a real serious bid, up $2. This was up $1,400 about an hour ago. So let me see what's going on with Apple. I think just an overall market rally here. Trump's comments, he was meeting with some steel CEOs and some other stuff. So I still I'm obviously holding this Apple Iron Condor through tomorrow. It's up $600 with a potential. I mean, there's another $1,500 to go with this trade. Every second I'm talking to you right now, literally we're getting theta, we're getting that time decay. So I'm going to hang on to this and see what the pop was with Apple. Before I hopped on the air here, I didn't hear anything that was uber bullish, but the market really did seem to catch a bid here. Yeah, as I looked at Apple earlier, it was up $1,100 or $1,400, and now it's only up about 600. So not sure what this is, but remember, for all my weekly options traders and my Apple folks who trade Apple with me, Apple tends to slide into the close on a Friday, barring some sort of great news. We usually see this. This sell-off. So just like on Monday, we had this big pop in the market. I sold a bear call spread into it. Market came in. I said, hey, I'd probably get out of those things. Seeing this again today, hell, I'd look at another bear call spread on the S&P 500. I'd look at, maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll take a look in, well, it's urgent alert. It's not weekly options. But I'd be selling into this pop too. Markets are loath to be long going into the weekends, especially weekends now when anything can happen. We can have World War III. Oil around 50, that's starting to raise the hair on my back. Oil, remember my acronym, not fear, 2017, the O is oil. So oil breaking a $50 handle, this will start coming to the headlines again, and people will care about oil again. Remember, folks, just because or people aren't paying attention to oil doesn't mean it's out there and it's an issue, and all of a sudden the markets only care when it cares, meaning when you wake up and if the market's down 300 points, it's because oil's getting smashed, then you're going to care about oil. We're going to care about it all the time. So keep an eye on oil. The whole I'm gonna punt on tax reform so we can get back to healthcare. I hope there's a method to his madness. I mean, Mnuchin said, hey, warns tax reform delay following healthcare setback. This isn't good, guys. The market wants tax reform. We've talked about this quote Obama rally, tongue-in-cheek. The hope and change rally. This whole thing has been built on hope. The hope that Trump can get tax reform done, financial deregulation, taxes, infrastructure, you name it. And now we're seeing now we're waiting for the change. So as we do this bounce off the 50-day, bounce up, no, we're through it. Now can't get through the 50-day, can't get through the 50-day. We're waiting for the change, man. And if the change is us going back to healthcare, I don't know, man. I'm staying with my bearish outlook here. I'm not looking to put on too many bullish positions front month wise. I am going to send out an urgent alert on Disney. Love Disney, and I love how it's doing in our urgent alert portfolio. So all my urgent alert folks, make sure you keep an eye out for Disney. Our current Disney trade is up $7,400, $7,500, and that's a Jan 18 trade. And I'm gonna put on a Jan 19 in a couple minutes as soon as I get my SITREP out. That's about it, guys. And the Philly Fed, we're starting to see a lot of macroeconomic data. This is another reason, folks. And for my new members, you probably even haven't seen this page. For my old members, I used to have this up every day. What the macro events were. Why? Because they'd impact what the Fed was going to do with interest rates. Well, now I'm back to taking a look at the Philly Fed here today. Was a huge miss. We're starting to see some softening of the macroeconomic data, and that is not good. And this Philly Fed was Philly Fed plunges the most in over 2 years as Trump euphoria fades. So, again, I went from cautiously bullish as we did the mountain climber here, and then I didn't even stop at neutral, man. I'm looking bearish here. So get your hedges on. Even though I'm going to put on a bullish Disney position, that's a long-term bullish position out to Jan 19. So you can be, remember with these long call diagonals or synthetic stock, you can be bipolar, and so can I. You can be long-term bullish on something and short-term neutral to bearish. Just sell those front-month upside calls that are close to the money, maybe. Bring in those car payments as hopefully the underlying starts going up over time. Okay? All right, so again, sorry for no SITREP yesterday. I'm back. Good stuff here going on, and I'll get the urgent alert out here in a couple minutes. And then also we had to reschedule accelerated retirement from yesterday at 1 to tomorrow, Friday at 1 o'clock. I'll see all my accelerated retirement traders. Have a lot to talk about, especially with Facebook. Okay? All right, folks, so have a great rest of your day. Happy hunting. Make sure you hedge. I'll be back with tomorrow's Friday market wrap-up and also the accelerated retirement brief at 1 o'clock.